Hi, welcome back. So if you're watching this video, I hope that this is the third video. So if you haven't watched videos 1 and 2, please go watch what videos 1 and 2. I'm going to kind of jump into things, and noticing these videos are taking a lot longer than I really originally thought they were going to. So we'll kind of speed things up a little bit here and when we talk about the schedule. But I really want you to go back and watch videos 1 and 2 first, and then come watch video 3. Thank you very much. So if you're still here, obviously you're here to watch video 3. So we'll kind of dive right into it. So the file that I'm looking at right now is the schedule that you can download from the Leo website. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is sort of week 1. And I'm going to kind of go over some things. So the way things are set up here, this is an online class. So if you if you are taking this class and you've taken a lot of these other online classes, you kind of understand how things work. We have a thing where we do postings, and I talk a lot about that in video 2. But the reason why we do the postings is to judge class participation. And so I've kind of set up the ways that we're going to do the due dates simply based off of the fact that, hey, these are the dates that these are kind of due, so that we can kind of roll these out at the appropriate times, and so it kind of flows really well. And then we're also going to have assignments 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, and we'll briefly talk about them in this class. I'm going to go really into deep with them in another video at a later date. But that's kind of where we're going to be going at with this. All right, so week 1 starts, well, today. Okay, I hope you've logged in and started doing stuff. I noticed a few people have done some posts, which is good. I want to say thank you to those people who are obviously they're gung-ho, and they're really trying to work hard to be able to get past that and get that taken care of there. But it'll go through from today all the way to the 14th. And obviously you're going to do module number 1, and then we've got the posts are going to be due on Wednesday, where the replies are going to be due on Sunday. Okay, so I will go on Thursday, and then I'll take a snapshot and figure out who's done what. And then on Sunday, I'm going to take another snapshot, or I'm sorry, Monday, I'll take a snapshot of what was due on Sunday, and I'll say, okay, this is kind of the overall grade. Now, my goal is to get grades done within 48 hours. For those of you who did not watch video 1 and ignored my request to go back and watch video 1, you stuck with this one anyways. I'm a CPA, and this is tax season, and I have my own business. So those are sort of, when you mix that cocktail together, guess what? You've got a really bad concoction, and that concoction can kind of taste pretty bad. But I'm, like I said, I'm very passionate about teaching. I really work hard to keep up with the students and all. So periodically, I say it's 48 hours. Sometimes, I've had some times where it's gone a little longer than that, and for that I apologize. If you think it's getting too long, feel free to ping me, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right. I really do need to get those done. I think for this class, it's not going to be that bad, because usually our major busy time is March. So that's going to be towards the end of this class is when we start getting busy at my company, and so that's when we start really ramping things up. I usually work 70 hours per week, do a lot of working out, but at the same time, usually by the end of the middle of April, I'm taking like a week off because I need to recuperate. But I don't think it'll affect this class that much, because like I said, the super busy time really comes up with the March. And so talking a little bit about what we're going to be doing, you need to go through module 1. They say do your posts, get these concepts and issues, and sort of go from there. Okay. So then moving into week 2, which starts January 15th, and I'm going to, for the rest of the schedules, I'm going to kind of go over extremely briefly, because my hope is to start doing one of these videos a week so that we can kind of talk about the schedules when it's really relevant to them. So obviously with week 2, you're going to do module 2. There's a couple website references in there. Please go ahead and read those, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Week 3, we have some additional articles, and then we also have some other things that you can use to read. Obviously, there's post-due. It's at the end of week 3 that we're going to have our first assignment due, though, and that's going to be that's going to be a PowerPoint. Now, here's the best part about PowerPoints. Many of you dread writing papers. You need to get to a point in your life where you can bang out one of these PowerPoints. I mean, I thought it was interesting. I'm giving a tax topic where we're going to talk for about 90 minutes on taxes, and I think I snubbed out the PowerPoint presentation in about, I want to say about 30 minutes to an hour. And some of that was just, hey, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with that? Copy paste, and build stuff. You want to eventually get to that point where you're able to really get these out efficiently. Now, obviously, we want quality. Your PowerPoint might have a little bit more detail in it, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get to the other PowerPoint presentations. But basically, what I want you to be able to do is to we'll figure that out as we actually. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to get too far ahead. So, but I do want you to think about one thing though. So it's going to be a report on an organization. This assignment will be to design and share a PowerPoint presentation that describes an organization's current and future challenges and requisite competencies. I get a lot of people who ask me, I want to do my own company. Can I do my own company? Sure. I think, do what you know best. Now, I have some people who come to me and say, look, I work for a little podunk, Hardware Hanks or something like that. And they want to sit there and they want to do the organization. The organization they want to choose is Starbucks, or they want to choose Google. First of all, as a professor, Google gets a little boring after the 18 billionth time somebody tries to do it. And yes, I understand. Google has some pretty amazing total reward compensations, and I'm not suggesting you don't look at them. But there's more to the world than Google out there, So there's got to be something else that you want to do. Look, I'm okay with people doing Google if that's the one that they want. Just take into account the fact that do what you know. It's usually what you do best. I've seen a lot of times where people try to choose, Google or another organization. It's kind of like, they end up running into a roadblock because they don't really understand the organization. Because guess what? They don't work there. So it's something that you probably want to take into account when you are figuring out what you want to do. I would choose a company that either you do work at or that you have worked at some point in your life. Okay. Week 4, again, you're going to do module 4, then you're going to have a post and a reply. Week 5, post and a reply, but then you're going to have assignment 2, and that's where you're going to be doing the PowerPoint presentation that describes and justifies the selected total rewards matrix. We'll get more into that later on. Okay, week 6, got some more articles for you to look at, and also some DOL citations. Again, post reply, and then week 7, more of the same, and then of course week 8. Now, like I said, here's the thing: assignment 4, which is your timeline, is actually due February 28th. Okay, your assignment 3 is due March 3rd, or March 2nd. Sorry, March 2nd. Now you might say, what is Prof thinking? Why is he making me do assignment 4 before assignment 3? You're developing the timeline, which is going to be sort of a backbone to your paper. Okay, so if you haven't designed a timeline, I've done this class enough that I've kind of realized that if you don't do the timeline first, you're probably not going to do as well on assignment 3. So I really recommend that you keep that. Okay, and so get that assignment turned in on time, and that should all work out. So that's generally the schedule. If you have any questions, send me an email, which you can find on the Leo website, and we'll definitely take any emails that you have. Thank you very much.